Welcome back to the level 3 experiment. Now in the previous two videos you have seen that how level 1 and level 2 aspirin preparation can be done. So in 1 you did aspirin preparation, in 2 you did recrystallization, in 3 what are we going to do is have the parameters optimized, and for this you have to see the video. Let me quickly forward it and click on the next finish. You may see the video on your own. This is very informative. Go ahead with the activity, click on the next, and then you have to click on the next. Based on the video they have asked a question, but let's see. To investigate their effect on the yield, reaction conditions are varied independently. You cannot vary all the conditions at the same time or two at a time, otherwise you won't know that which parameter is affecting the synthesis. Optimum reaction conditions produce a high yield of aspirin at a low cost. Obviously no one would like to have a higher cost of the product. Now if the temperature is increased, dash molecules will have enough energy to react. So when you increase the temperature, obviously more molecules will have enough energy to react. The peak of the Boltzmann distribution moves towards the right when the temperature is increased. Boltzmann distribution shows you the activation energy curve. So obviously it will move to the right when the temperature is increased. The reaction will proceed faster. Coming to the next question, catalysts provide an alternative reaction pathway that has lower activation energy, and that is why it crosses the Boltzmann distribution curve. It gets enough of the activation energy, and that's how it converts into the product faster. So let us check. Yes, they all are correct. Click on finish. Going to the next activity, if I click on next here, we'll see how the percentage yield varies with time. So here what they have done is yield percentage with respect to time. What we have to do is to select the points on the time axis at which we want to collect the yield. So let's say I just want to collect the yield here, maybe here, and here. How many points are there? 3, 6, 7. I guess 7 points are more than enough. Now I have selected that. Let us quickly check. Okay, so I have got the relationship between time and yield. If I increase the reaction time, I get the percentage yield, and it becomes almost constant, right? So this is the line of best fit. Let us quickly go to the next. Now what they want us to do is to move the slider along the line of the best fit to the position of optimum yield. Now what was the optimum yield? Around 70, right? So if I go a little bit here, let us cross check. Okay, that is correct. Fine. So what we have done is we have shortened the time, because no one would like to go for a higher time for a reaction. It is unnecessary wastage of time. So I guess optimum condition would be around 15 minutes to 30 minutes. You will be able to get the things done. Click on finish. Now one parameter has been set. In the next step you have to determine the reaction temperature needed. So reaction temperature needed, I guess, let us see, 40, 80, 100, 120, 130, maybe 60. Let us check if it is correct. Yeah, so we have got the data between temperature and yield. If I increase the temperature, almost the yield is like I'm getting the maximum yield, like here, right? If I hover over the line, I'll get the time 15 minute, temperature 130, and yield 6%, and like that. So if I click on the next, I'll be able to move the slider along the thermometer scale to position the optimum yield. So I think optimum yield is this one. Yeah, this is optimum. Let us go ahead, check. Yes, that's running. Now going back to the next level, up till now what we have done was temperature and time. Now the catalyst needs to be done. So catalyst in the reaction provides proton that combine with reactant and make it more reactive. Click on one atom in the starting material that can be protonated by the catalyst to make the reaction go faster. I think this one gets protonated, because this is the original compound, hydroxybenzoic acid. Ethanoic anhydride gets protonated, right? Yes, this gets protonated. So go to the next one. Given that the protonation of ethanoic anhydride requires a strong acid, yes, H plus needs to be there. Select all the compounds that you would expect to catalyze the reaction. Catalyze the reaction would be acid. So sulfuric acid is strong, phosphoric acid is strong, No, ethanoic acid is weak. Let us go check. Yes, that's right. Both of the strong acids that can protonate ethanoic anhydride are selected. Click on the finish. Now coming to the next activity, optimizing the yield. Now the parameters are done, we have to optimize the yield. Complete the chemical equation by first adding the reactants. So first reactant is this, I think second is ethanoic anhydride that converts to aspirin, and let us check. Yes, that is correct. Click on next. Then what we have to do, complete the chemical equation for synthesis. Chemical equations, what were the things? I think you have to take sulfuric acid as a catalyst. What was the optimum temperature? Around 80. And what is the time? Around 120 minutes. Let's check. The time you've selected is very high. Okay, we'll go with 15 minutes. I forgot. Okay, let us check. Yes. Okay, going to the next, choose the chemical equation. Okay, so this is aspirin, and what is the final? It is ethanoic acid. So let us quickly check. Yes, the reaction is complete with all the parameters. Going to the next activity, and activity is over. Use just the feedback. If I click on and activity, I would be able to complete the level 3. So level 3 was very interesting, in which we have understood the mechanism of the reaction. I will not click on level 4. I'll make a separate video for level 4. I hope you have a better grip on synthesis of aspirin now by performing 3 levels of the experiment.